Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Saturday, May 6, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines this evening, President Ali attends coronation of King Charles III, Queen Consort. Government allowing labor importation for major projects, says VP JAGDEO. No voting in 13 LAAS with only one contestant, says GECOM. Culture still acts as a bridge between Guyana, India, says High Commissioner. And police assaulted by civilians. Top cop outraged by incident. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that President Dr. Irfan Ali this morning attended the coronation ceremony of King Charles III and Camilla, the Queen Consort, at the Church House, Westminster Abbey. Prior to today's coronation, the Guyanese head of state had interacted with King Charles III on Friday in London, England. President Ali was among the 2,200 attendees, including the royal family as well as foreign royals and heads of state at the ceremony. The day's event began with the coronation procession, which made its way to Westminster Abbey from Buckingham Palace. Over 4,000 personnel took part in this spectacular display of pageantry representing the diversity and traditions of the United Kingdom and Commonwealth Armed Forces. During the coronation, King Charles took his oath and was anointed before being crowned with the St. Edward's crown. This was followed by the crowning of Queen Consort Camilla with Queen Mary's crown. Massive hordes of people gathered in central London to witness the display of royal pageantry as the newly crowned King and Queen Consort left the church and headed to Buckingham Palace, where they stepped out onto the balcony to greet the cheering crowd. The King and Queen Consort were joined by members of the royal family. We now tell you that Vice President Dr. JAGDEO has disclosed that government is allowing companies executing major infrastructure projects in Guyana to bring in foreign skilled workers as the country continues to grapple with labor shortages. More in this Pooja Rambaran report.
The Chinese are going to build the bridge. They said to us they were working in Qatar building the stadium for World Cup. And they have workers there from Bangladesh and other places. They want to bring the workers because they work with them. We probably allow that because if we don't, they would take from the existing people and then we would have even greater shortages. So for the big projects, we're allowing some of the workers to come in. And then I know some businessmen who are importing some skill types that we don't have here.
That was Vice President JAGDEO speaking about one of the measures being taken by the government to address labor shortages in the country. He noted, however, that while they are allowing labor importation, they are cautious about opening up the floodgates, especially since there are still pockets of unemployment in some parts of the country.
So we don't want to open up to like mass import of labor and then we still have our own people in many parts of the country can't find a job. And that's why we're encouraging a lot of the people who need workers, say in Georgetown or the oil and gas industry. We said to them, why not build facilities? So if people are coming from, say, Linden or maybe Region 1 or Region 6, they can stay in these facilities and maybe go back on weekends.
Another measure being looked at to provide jobs is the transportation of workers across the country.
Can people come down from Linden with buses? Because Linden has a lot of technical skills we need, like welders and stuff. We may be able to train more people at the Technical Institute. Can you get a bus like in the morning, a bus to bring people down? We wouldn't name it the David G, but we'll call it something else, but a big bus to bring people down to work and in the evening they go back up. That sort of labor mobility. We first of all have to get the buy-in from the ground. The buy-in from the ground. And that's where I said we're still a bit deficient in getting that buy-in for people to move.
According to JAGDEO, this is just a temporary solution, as government work to create jobs and more economic activities in those rural communities and regions in the country. He said focus is being placed on skills training in areas such as heavy equipment operators, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, all of which are in high demand for Guyana's construction boom. Additionally, efforts are being placed on widening the scope for women in the workforce.
So the part-time job, a lot of women have started, for many of them, when the first time they come out of their home. And we're hoping that that would just, once you come out the home for the first time, you start working, even if it's for 10 days, starts building a work ethic. Not that they didn't have a work ethic, because many work very hard at home, but to come into the formal labor market now. And we could easily bring in probably mainly rural hinterland, maybe from Region 10, women, maybe 100,000 women into the workforce. In the urban centers, female have been working more, but in the rural areas, not many have been working outside of the house.
Pooja Rambran for the Evening News.
As the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, finalizes preparations for the upcoming local government elections, it has been announced that there will be no voting in at least 13 local authority areas, where there is only one contestant. Rupasina Ryan has the details.
Following the April 17th nomination day, GECOM has since approved the list of candidates for political parties, individuals or groups who are contesting the June 12th local government elections. In a statement on Friday, the Election Commission pointed to Section 54 of the Local Authorities Act, which provides that if only one list of candidates for any local authority area is approved, then the persons whose names appear on the list shall be deemed elected as councillors, since they are unopposed, and will be declared the winner. According to GECOM, there are 13 such areas with a combined total of 98 constituencies and 193 additional constituencies from among other LAAs, where there will be no need for eligible persons to vote due to the existence of unopposed lists. It said, quote, "The existence of an unopposed list of candidates for an LAA or constituency effectively means there is no need for the electors to vote. Accordingly, there is no need for the establishment of polling stations in such LAAs or constituencies." End of quote. GECOM has posted the separate list of these 13 unopposed LAAs and constituencies on its website for voters to see whether elections will be held in their area of residence. Alternatively, persons can visit the office of the returning officer for the municipality or neighborhood democratic council to find out whether voting will take place. Additionally, GECOM said as part of its civic and voter education strategy, it will make more public announcements and distribute appropriate literature in all of the affected LAAs or constituencies towards ensuring that the relevant voters are made aware of why they are not required to vote at the upcoming elections. The current ruling People's Progressive Party Civic is the only party to be contesting all 610 constituencies in 80 LAAs across the country. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
Coming up on the other side of the break, policemen assaulted by civilians, top cop outraged by incident. Please stay tuned.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
Are you a sports fan? Place your sport betting bets today for your chance to win up to $15 million per coupon. Visit any agent near you or www.superbet.gy and place your bets. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly. Superbet, your best bet. Sally's Boutique is the place to shop when looking for quality high-end men and women footwear, wristwear, wallets, and clothing. Follow us on Instagram, Sally's Boutique GY. We're located at Charlotte Street between Camp and Wellington Streets. Contact us on 231-7519. That's 231-7519. WhatsApp 613-9578. That's 613-9578. Sally's Boutique, the new home of Clark's.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Luanda McAllister joins us now to report that 2 men attacked a police officer in the vicinity of Movitown at Turkine, Georgetown on Friday afternoon. The incident, which was caught on camera and widely circulated on social media, has enraged Police Commissioner Acting Clifton Hicken, who declared that the Guyana Police Force has zero tolerance for attacks on its ranks. Let's have a look.
That was Constable Harlequin being assaulted by the 2 civilians at Movitown, Turkine, Georgetown on Friday afternoon. According to police reports, the constable and another officer were performing traffic enforcement at the Plaisance Railway Embankment, East Coast, Demerara, when they intercepted a heavily tinted vehicle driven by Cassie Edwards. When Constable Harlequin approached Edwards and informed him of the traffic offense, he refused to comply with the officer's request to take his vehicle to the Sparndam police station for inspection. Instead, Edwards sped off and the officers pursued him. Eventually, the vehicle was intercepted near Movitown in Turkine. The situation escalated when Edwards approached Constable Harlequin and started using expletives towards him. The officers attempted to arrest Edwards, but the driver and another man attacked him, dealing a series of blows. Public-spirited citizens who witnessed the incident intervened, and one person confronted the assailants. Edwards was eventually arrested and taken into custody at the Sparndam police station pending investigation. In response to the incident, Commissioner of Police Acting Clifton Hicken issued a statement expressing the force's zero tolerance for unprovoked acts on its officers. He said the police force will not tolerate any such behavior and they will take appropriate action against anyone who assaults police officers while performing their duties. Luanda McAllister for the Evening News.
Construction of a new secretariat for the National Tushaus Council is almost completed, with works estimated to be wrapped up in about 1 week. Find out more in this Rupasine Ryan report.
Permanent Secretary of the Amerindian Affairs Ministry Ryan Tulsiram disclosed during a press conference on Thursday that final works in the compound of the new NTC Secretariat are now being finalized after a spell of heavy rainfall resulted in minor delays.
What we're doing now is the works in the yard. So we were scheduled to do some casting earlier this week, but as you know we had tremendous rainfall, so it was slushy. So we have to let the sand dry out a little bit, compact, and casting will be done over the course of the weekend. So we're looking at within the next week, this project will be wrapped up.
The new building boasts adequate administrative facilities, but also caters overnight amenities for Tushaus visiting from remote locations.
The administrative section of the building, the upstairs, we have 4 self-contained rooms, whereby Tushaus who travel from far, they could come do their business. They have a room that they can stay before they go back.
An injection of $100 million in the 2022 national budget paved the way for the Secretariat to be relocated from its Hatfield and Cross Streets location to a new building at the National Exhibition Site, Sophia. The NTC is the representative body of all Tushaus. The council engages with government and other partners on behalf of all villages, promotes good governance practices, advocates for sustainable management of natural resources, and prepares, implements, and support policies, plans, and projects to enhance the lives and livelihoods of Guyana's indigenous peoples. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
The history of all nations contains certain significant junctures which form the reshaping of an existing society. This is according to India's High Commissioner to Guyana, Dr. K.J. Srinivasa, as he delivered remarks at East Bank, Berbice on Monday to mark the 185th anniversary of the arrival of the first set of East Indians to the shores of Guyana. Andrew Carmichael has that story.
Addressing hundreds at Highbury in Region 6, India's High Commissioner to Guyana, Dr. K.J. Srinivasa, said one of those junctures for Guyana was the arrival of the ship Whitby. He said May 5th is an important day for India-Guyana relationships.
That the history of all nations contains certain significant junctures which point to a reshaping and a transformation of their existing societies. And for Guyana, one of those junctures was the arrival of this ship Whitby from the port of Kolkata 185 years ago to the then British Guyana. When the first group of immigrants who landed here on the Berbice River, of course that part has already silted up where they actually landed on the 5th of May.
Between 1838 and 1917, over 500 ships arriving brought some 238,000 Indians to work on the sugar plantations in Guyana. Of that number, about 70,000 returned to India when their contracts were up. Region 6 Chairman David Armagon, also speaking at the Arrival Day event, explained that the British planters were able to arrange with Indian business persons to bring citizens from that country to Guyana. However, in 1919, indentured labor was abolished.
But our foreparents were suited for plantation life, or they had to adapt to plantation life, because they were hard workers. They came from poor families in India. They came from a background where they were prepared to work to make a living and to build for themselves and their families. And so when they came here, they decided that they have to work hard. We do not give up easily. We work very hard. We build on what we have. And above all, we are resistant to people who try to exploit us. These are the things that we were taught. We were taught courage. And we were taught to stand up against people who wanted to bypass us. Today, they must be proud of us.
The annual pilgrimage to Highbury is organized by the Berbice Indian Cultural Committee. President of the organization, Chandra Sohan, while noting that those who came were all either Hindus or Muslims, said that it has not adversely affected the Indian culture in Guyana.
It is overwhelming and remarkable to the extent that though there are all sorts of disputes and fightings around the world, the Hindus and the Muslims have still been able to maintain that unity in this country up to today.
In 1988, the first ceremony to observe the arrival of the first set of East Indians to Guyana was held not far away from where we are standing here at Highbury, because the Whitby arrived in the Berbice River on May 5th, 1838, with 28 of them. And ever since that 1988 date, we've been coming. There have been ceremonies held here at Highbury to observe the arrival of the first set of East Indians to Guyana in the year 2002. This monument was built at Highbury. Reporting from Highbury for the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Delaware Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Sunday, May 7th, 2023 at 5 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 5 hours 15 on Sunday, May 7th, 2023, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
And now the local stock exchange market compliments of GASI. Sinclair's 5-wicket haul leads Team Weeks to victory. This and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles.
Oh my lord! I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
American-made Generac pressure washers from Sylvie's Variety Store gives you the power you need to blast away dirt and grime. Providing the perfect cleaning power for any tough jobs around the house or business, from 2,500 to 4,000 PSI. So get the Generac pressure washer today with all the parts and accessories available from Sylvie's Variety Store.